Welcome to the Madison Motor Podcast special edition series where I preview each Major League Baseball team's season and predict how things will go. And next up will be the Miami Marlins. We'll do their top 30 prospects. We'll do superlatives, team ceiling and floor, best futures, and a bold prediction for the team. And as I said, after this, we'll be halfway through, so the Marlins are up. So their top prospect is Noble Meyer. He's a righty. He won't be in the bigs until 2026, and he's their only prospect in the top 100 on MLB.com. He's 57. 2 is Thomas White. He's a lefty. His ETA is 2027. 3 is Max Beyer, righty, 2024. 4, Victor Mesa Jr., outfield, 2025. 5, Jacob Berry, corner infield, ETA 2025. 6, Carson Milbrandt, righty, 2026. 7, Yidi Kape, middle infielder, 2026. 8, Kemp Alderman, outfield, 2026. 9, Jacob Amaya, middle infielder, 2024. 10, Dax Fulton, lefty, 2025. 11, Luis Cova, outfield, 2029. 12, Fabian Lopez, shortstop, 2028. 13, Jacob Miller, righty, 2026. 14, Dane Myers, outfield and corner infield, 2024. 15, Andres Valor, outfield, 2028. 16, Javier Sonoja, outfield and middle infield, 2026. 17, Brock Vandenberg, first base, 2026. 18, Troy Johnston, first base, 2024. 19, Anthony Maldonado, righty, 2024. 20, Patrick Monteverde, lefty, 2024. 21, Juan De La Cruz, righty, 2027. 22, Mark Coley II, outfield, 2026. 23, Will Banfield, catcher, 2024. 24, Joe Mack, catcher, 2026. 25, Josh Simpson, lefty, 2024. 26, Ike Buxton, righty, 2025. 27, Emmett Olson, lefty, 2026. 28, Nigel Belgrave, righty, 2026. 29, Torrin Montgomery, first base, 2026. And 30, Justin Storm, lefty, 2026. All right. Rookie impact. This pitcher didn't pitch in 2023. He wasn't good when he had 2 starts in 2022, but he has a good track record. He was a top 3 pick in the COVID draft. I'm going to say it's Max Meyer. Most improved player on the Marlins. This is an interesting one. And I'm going to go with the guy that was also a highly touted prospect. And I think the Marlins want him to do big things, and that is Jesus Sanchez, who needs some more playing time, quite frankly. I'm going to say he's most improved. Most disappointing. I'm going to say this is a veteran who was on the team last year, but he wasn't healthy. But he hasn't been healthy in a while, and he hasn't been good in a couple years, and that's Avisail Garcia. Make or break player on the Marlins. I'm going to go with the pitcher that was highly touted. He came over in a trade. And he wasn't bad last year. And was a former first-round pick. And that is A.J. Puke. I don't know where he stands with the Marlins, and I don't know if he's going to be there for the long term. Bounce back, comeback, I'm going to go with Tim Anderson. He wasn't good last year on the White Sox by his standards. He'll be better. And it'd be fun. They'll have two really good leadoff options in him and Luis Ariz. And I thought about Ariz for disappointing, but he's just too good. I can't bet against him. He's the best hitter, like regular hits hitter I've seen since DJ LeMahieu in his prime with the Rockies and a little bit with the Yankees. Ewing theory, Sandy Alcantara. He's hurt. It's sad because I like Alcantara. He is not going to pitch this season. But if they're better than expected, why not? That's your Ewing theory, Sandy Alcantara. So, team ceiling floor. All right. I think their ceiling is second in the division. If things go wrong with the Phillies, if the Phillies have injuries and such, there's a world where they finish in second if Puke and Luzardo step up and Alcantara's absence. Maybe they get another pitcher. Josh Bell and Jake Berger produce at the back of their baseball card. Same for Tim Anderson. Chisholm will be better. Sanchez makes a leap. So there's a world where they have a high 80 ceiling and make the wild card again in the National League. And then their floor is fourth. I don't see them finishing beneath the Nationals. But there's a world where the Mets finish ahead of them, I think. And if things go wrong with the Marlins, those pitchers don't step up. Alcantara's missed more than they expect. Josh Bell doesn't produce. Chisholm doesn't produce. Berger doesn't repeat last year. And then say JD Martinez signing works out for the Mets and Pete Alonso has 50 bombs and the pitcher on the Mets comes back and is awesome. Cody Senga comes back for the Mets and is awesome from injury. And some of these other pitchers like Luis Severino works out. So there's a world where the Mets finish ahead of the Marlins. I think a return to the playoffs is what has to be a successful season for the Marlins. I'm not going to go further than that because of Alcantara's injury. That's a big loss for them to overcome. So I'm going to say back to the postseason is a successful season for Skip Shoemaker and the Miami Marlins. And then some futures for the Marlins. So, World Series. The Marlins of Miami are 90-1. Explain to me how the Mets have better odds than them. Sandy Alcantara is a big deal, I get it, but the Mets aren't that good. My God. I can't wait to go off on the Mets when we do their show, like I did with the Red Sox. But the Mets are better than the Red Sox, though. So to win the National League, they're probably 45-1, the Marlins. Oh, I don't even see their odds right now. Oh, here they are, 45-1, yeah. And to reach the NLCS, they're probably like 23-1 or something like that. 19-1. To win the NL East, 35-1. That's actually pretty good value. If you think something's going to be wrong with the Braves. But no Alcantara. Got to remember that. So, awards. There's some Marlin MVP guys. Araz 80. I also Jazz Chisholm was 160. And National League Cy Young, Luzardo's 30. Yuri Perez is 75, so is Braxton Garrett. Edward Cabrera's 170. Rookie of the year. Oh, I had the American League pulled up. My bad. Max Myers, 40. Chip Shoemaker to repeat as NL Manager of the Year is 18-1. Anyone on the Marlins and play for comeback player of the year? Oh, Tim Anderson, 20-1. That's a good one. And then reliever of the year. Tanner Scott is 30-1. Marlins win total. And that's the Twins. Marlins 77.5. That's disrespectful. But again, they're making Sandy Alcantara out to be like Mike Trout on the Angels. Like if he got hurt and the Angels were somehow good. So the Marlins to make it back to the postseason is plus 340, which is absurd. I want to see Jake Berger for home runs. I don't even see him on here for homers. I thought he'd be up there. Oh, there he is, 120-1. He's the only Marlin on there. Strikeouts. I want to see where Luzardo and some of these young guys are on the Marlins. Luzardo's 35. And that's it on there. Stolen bases on the Marlins. Jazz Chisholm's 80. Hits leader, Araz is 8-1. Where's Tim Anderson for hits? I don't even see Tim Anderson up there for hits, which is funny. Because he was a hits machine in Chicago. So I'm surprised he's not on the list. Stephen Kwan, 31-1 from the Guardians. I should have brought that one up. But Araz is 8-1. RBIs. Let's see if anybody on the Marlins is on here for RBIs. Jazz Chisholm, 200. And that's it. And then saves. Tanner Scott's at 35. But my favorite feature for the Marlins is comeback player of the year, Tim Anderson at 20-1. And a year from now, we're going to be talking about Sandy Alcantara being the runaway favorite for comeback player of the year, unless if someone else gets hurt this year that's better or more valuable than Sandy Alcantara. But that's also a good one for next year. Sandy Alcantara comeback player of the year. But for this year, Tim Anderson comeback player of the year for the National League is 20-1. I like that for the Marlins. And my bold prediction for the Marlins of Miami. This is a hard one. But I am going to say that Tim Anderson and Luis Arraez combined for hits. I think they're gonna have each gonna have a ton of hits. And I think they're gonna potentially combine for 500 hits. I really do. I think Tim Anderson's a hits machine. Nobody talks about him, but he could hit. he can get you hits. And I think that Araz is going to be challenging his own season from last year. So I'm going to say they combined for over 500 hits, those two players. All right, so there you have it for the Marlins. Next up is the Milwaukee Brewers.